Hey, my name is Matt Stewart. I repair saxophones for a living, and today I'd like to show you what I do when I end up with rollers that are just absolutely stuck. Now, I've got a couple other videos that show like some intermediate steps. You can use a razor blade like as a shim to give yourself a little bit of extra, not leverage, but basically it just helps the roller start moving on the rod. And also you can heat up the rod. I use a soldering iron. When I've tried everything and it doesn't work, and I end up with, like this Con 30M has rollers that are not easily replaceable, and a few of them are like this like fat version that appear nowhere else, so I really need to save those. So what I'll end up doing is after I do those tricks, especially with the razor blade one, if you sort of bend these, let's see, like if you can bend these out of the way a little bit, it gives you just a little bit of room, so you can use a razor saw to saw either end, zip zip, and then the roller pops out, but the roller still has the rod stuck in it. I just take a piece of hardwood and drill a through hole that's a little bit bigger than the rod, drill a hole halfway down that's just a tiny bit bigger. A snug fit actually is totally okay. Helps keep it from shattering. And then I punch the rod through, and you end up with your old rod pieces, and the rollers themselves stay intact. Now, if you can get it moving, you'll end up with not having a stub stuck inside the threaded part. I had to do this on several of these, but sometimes you do get a stub stuck inside the threaded part, like this one right here, and I'm gonna have to Dremel that out. But I've got all my rollers, and that's super important on especially these old cons. That material is just not something you can find anymore. And even the replacements, and I've got a video on how to make a replacement that looks okay, doesn't look quite the same. So if at all possible, especially on a really, really nice condition 30M like this one, it had most of its original pads, which is probably why a lot of stuff was stuck on it. I've actually got one more thing to get out. This little adjuster here was snapped in half. But that's the way that I will get those out. Hopefully you found that helpful, useful, informative. I'm sure this isn't the only way to do it. It's just what I've come up with, and I figured I would share. There's probably a better method out there, but this has worked so far for me. Thanks for watching.